Bezat HaShem, we're back at the limud of from Sefer Yirat HaShem in Parashat Miketz. Bezat HaShem, today is the 21st of the month of Kislev. Sunday, the first day of the week of Parashat Shabbat, Parashat Miketz. So the rabbi is going to continue here in Sefer Musar. The rabbi says, it says in the pasuk, "V'hi miketz shnatayim yamim u'paro cholem v'hina omed al ha'yor." So we have, first of all, the limud is going to be dedicated to Luli Nishmat, Malkiel ben Michael, Ruach HaShem v'gam, Yitzhak ben Yosef, Abba, Papa Ime, как зовут? Yitzhak ben Eliyahu ואסתר. אמרנו כבר מלכיאל בן, וגם מלכיאל בן, אבא? פאפה.
דוד בן חביב.
אבא.
דוד בן חביב.
דוד בן חביב, אבא?
וגד בן ניסים.
גד בן ניסים.
ורפאל בן משה.
רפאל בן משה. מלכיאל בן? אבא. זה בוכרים האלה, נשמע את כל הנפטרים. So the pasuk says, "V'hi miketz shnatayim yamim u'paro cholem v'hine omed al ha'yor." The pasuk says, and it was in the end of 2 years, and Paro dreams a dream. And what is he standing? He's standing al ha'yor. He's standing above. The word al means on top of the river, meaning he's dreaming that he's God. The rabbi says, let's learn with Hashem's help. הטעם שפרשה זו מזדמנת בימי החנוכה. Why is this parasha constantly throughout all the generations around the miracle of Hanukkah in the same time? על פי רוב, right? Most of the time. כי בימי החנוכה נעשו ניסים ונפלאות כשם שנעשה ליוסף הצדיק עליו השלום. Because Hanukkah is a time of a lot of miracles, and we remind ourselves to the miracle that happened to Yosef in the same kind of idea. Meaning, even though the miracle of Yosef, we know it happened in Rosh Hashanah, but over here, we just want to learn the HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes it such that every time there's Hanukkah is around this parasha. בפרשת מקץ, שמבית הסוהר יצא למלוך, we know that he was elevated from a jail. He was just in charge of a jail. He was not even in charge of a jail. He was working for the person who is in charge of the jail, and he was fulfilling his task. And from that post, from that position, I mean, it was somewhat honorable position because you're taking care of all the jailbirds, right? Like today they call them a correctional officer. So Yosef was that in that condition, but he was more than a correctional officer. He was also caring for the needs of the people, because don't forget, those prisoners were not regular prisoners. They were prisoners of the king. And obviously prisoners of the king get some privileges, and that's what Yosef was in charge of, to make sure that they get their privileges on timely fashion. And what? And he was elevated from that post to become the king of Egypt. וזה רמז לישראל על אחרית הימים. So the rabbi says this is a hinting to us what will happen at the end of the days for the Jewish nation. שמעשה אבות סימן לבנים. We know what happens with our parents to the fathers. It's a sign for the children. Meaning Yosef, who is obviously the father of a shevet, and he's so to speaking, he was we don't know if we are from his shevet or not, but still it's a sign for the Jewish people altogether. הנה ההפטרה היא להפך. שהיא מתחילת רעני ושמחי, right? So we have like this, that the parasha starts actually מתחילה, the parasha, ומה שפסוק הראשון מתחיל. So why did the pasuk in the parasha starts with Vayihi? What's the significance of the word Vayihi? Anytime the Torah starts with word Vayihi, it's actually indicating bad news. Right? A bad news is about to happen. That anytime you see in the Torah Vayihi, it's about a bad news about to happen. So that's Lashon Tsar. Vayihi miketz shnatayim yamim. But even though the parasha is all about miracles, that Yosef is going to be elevated, still it started from the word of Tsar. הנה ההפטרה, no, ההפטרה היא להפך. But ההפטרה in the פרשת מקץ starts רני ושמחי. רני is rejoice ושמחי and be happy. שמחה כפולה בתחילתה. It's telling us that the Haftarah is it's rejoicing twice mentioned. וכן לה בסופה. And then in the end, in the Haftarah there is some suffering. על שכולה רומזת על אחרית הימים. Why is that so? Because also the Haftarah is hinting to us to the whole transpiring actions that will happen in the end of the days. והטעם הוא, על פי הקדמה, זה ידוע שימי החנוכה שהם 8 במספר. We know that the הטעם היא על פי ההקדמה. The reason is what is in the beginning. That we said the Hanukkah is 8 days. What does that mean? מרמזים נחמה לישראל ונקמה בגויים אחרית הימים. The 8 days of Hanukkah is hinting to us that the rejoicing for the Jewish nation and taking vengeance on the goyim after the days, after the end of the days. וכדי שנהיה מוכשרים לזה, and in order for us to be connected to that, עלינו ללמוד לעשות ולקיים ברמזים שבהדלקת 8 נרות החנוכה. So let's see what is hinted to us in the fact that we are lighting the 8 days of Hanukkah lights. דהיינו, שבתחילת לידתו של התינוק הישראלי לאחר 8 ימים, what happens to the baby after he is born after 8 days? נכנס בבריתו של אברהם אבינו, עליו השלום. What happens to a baby? So 8 days is hinting right away to the newborn baby who is circumcised after 8th day. וזהו הרמז של 8 ימי חנוכה, ל8 ימי מילה. The 8 days of Hanukkah is hinting to that. ושיעור הזמן של ההדלקה הוא עד שתכלה רגל מן השוק. So until when does the candle, when can you fulfill the mitzvah of lighting the candle of Hanukkah? It's until all the people no more roaming in the streets. רמז לתינוק כשהוא גדל והולך אצל הוריו. And it's hinting to the time when a child grows up and he starts walking towards his parents. עליו לכבדם ולשמוע בקולם. So now that moment that till now he was a baby nurtured and he sometimes makes number 1 and number 2 and he sometimes throw ups on his parents when he's trying to burp, right? He has zero obligation to honor his parents. Call all that they are caring for him. Call all the baby is being nurtured, he doesn't have obligation to honor his parents. But the moment that he could start walking, he's obligated to start honoring his parents. The moment he starts walking, the Quran, it's hinting to us from the Hanukkah where that there is no more people, no more people in the street. So after that time, you cannot light any more shidduch. Okay? והולך אצל הוריו, עליו לכבדם ולשמוע בקולם כשהם מחנכים אותו על פי התורה. So the child is obligated to start honoring his parents from the time that he starts walking. And he has, what's his name? They are obligated to start giving him chinuch according to Torah. ומטפלים בו והולכים לשוק לקנות לו צרכיו. And the parents are obligated to go and acquire things that he needs in order to grow and become a mensch. מזון וללבוש, they have to buy him food and they have to buy him clothing. ומחנכים אותו ללמוד תורה. Obviously, and then once you supply the child what he needs, then you could start giving him chinuch. According to Torah, וכל המחסרו עליהם, and all of the needs of this child is on the parents. עד שיגדל ויתרגל להיות שלם ובחינת חי נושא את עצמו. Until he is able to carry for himself, right? ויגיע לגיל הנישואין ויישא אישה כשרה. And as soon as the child gets ready to get married, grows up to be ready to get married, he should marry to a befitting child, a woman, right? The Gemara says, what's the befitting, how are you going to have befitting children? How are you going to grow, give birth to befitting children? What's the secret? Everybody wants to do today. There's special rabbis that give sgulot. Special No, sgulot. Sgula lazeh. Rabbi Yosef, the Gemara says, what's the zgula to have good children? What's the zgula to have good children? Everybody comes up with crazy ideas today. It's not true. The Gemara says, zgula to good children is a good wife. הבנת?
That was good.
The Gemara says,
יפה.
Zgula le good children, you must marry a good wife. That's it. There is no better Zgula than this.
אתה נשוי עם אישה טובה,
You want,
אז אולי
אם אתה רוצה ילדים טובים,
אתה-
תביא אישה טובה. זהו. ויליד בנים, and only then she's going to give him proper children. זה גמרא חביבי.
אז עכשיו אמרת לי שיש לי אישה טובה.
זהו. כמו שחינכו אותו הוריו. Because the way that he is brought, the person is brought up, educated by his parents, now you're obligated to educate your children. כך יחנך את בניו אחריו. וככתוב תחת אבותיך יהיו בניך. Right? As it says over there, the children will be a replacement of their parents. How is that possible?
הסגולה שהכי עובדת זה תפילה.
Okay, let's go. We're in the middle of recording here. We'll listen to your shiur later. Let's. והרי יש ביד כל אחד ואחד מישראל שלוש מצוות והן. Every person was, from the moment that he was born as a Jew, he has three mitzvot in his head always, constantly, which are כיבוד אב ואם. Everybody, why not? גל, מותר. רק לא באמצע הווידאו. We could argue not in the middle of the video. We could argue after. Okay. כיבוד אב ואם, every person has. תלמוד תורה, everybody. וחינוך, everybody. הבנים, ראשי תיבות, חתך. מה זה חתך? That's the Bible, right? חומש, תורה, נביאים. שהם קדושת הממונה על הפרנסה של הגוף והנפש. So this is, this three things. What? תלמוד תורה, כיבוד אב ואם. So you have chaf over there. Then you have Talmud Torah, that's a tav. And then you have Chinuch HaBanim. Chinuch HaBanim, this is the three, that's Chatach, Chet, Tav, Chet. Chumash, Torah, Ketuvim. Chinuch. Okay, that's the...
אבל החינוך על האישה, לא על הבעל.
Shem HaKadosh, what does that mean? Both, what do you mean? You have to come early morning, often.
you learn
One second, Moshe. When you come here every morning, often, this is before you come. That's the problem. ושלושה מצוות אלו רמוזים בשבת, ראש חודש וחנוכה. So the three of this are hinted in Shabbat, ראש חודש and Chanukah. כי בשבת רומז לכבוד אב ואם. Shabbat is the hinting to us that this is the element of honoring your parents. כמו שכתוב איש אמו ואביו תיראו ואת שבתותיי תשמרו. As it says in the pasuk, a man should fear his father and mother, but he should keep Shabbat, right? And what does that mean over there? That if your parents tell you to break Shabbat, you don't. Okay? Even though you're obligated to fear them, but still you must follow Torah because hopefully most parents would never tell their children to break Shabbat. Okay. Rosh Chodesh רומז לתלמוד תורה. How is Rosh Chodesh hinting us to learning Torah? כמו שכתוב, לעולם יהיו דברי תורה בעיניך כחדשים. It says in the pasuk that the Torah should be always to you like new. Chodashim is Rosh Chodesh, right here. V'chinuch habanim. So where is the element of training your children? Romez lechanukat chinuch al pi haTorah. Lechanuka, chinuch. Chanukah, to teach your children according to the Torah.
חינוך תורה.
כן.
חנוכה זה חינוך,
כי נר מצווה.
אבל זה חינוך,
חבר'ה.
חינוך
הנה,
התורה.
you're right. כי נר מצווה ותורה אור. כי נר מצווה ותורה אור. So נר מצווה Chanukah, Torah is the chinuch. Through the Chanukah, there is a big element of training your children how to be a good observant Jew. ומצוות החנוכה לחנכה שלושה פסחים למעלה. So as the rabbi said earlier today, the Chanukah has to be 3 feet, 3 tefachim above the ground. Yeah. Mina rakaraka lemata mishevet tefachim, and the better is below 7 tefachim. So from 3 to 7 is the best. Ramas shechinuch habanim yatchil b'shlosh shanim. Yeah. From the bottom 3 tefachim and below 7 is the best.
From the top.
No. Okay. The lighting should be not above 7. Not above 7 tefachim.
3 to 7.
So basically, it's about 56 centimeters from the floor. It's the best. That's the best.
The light candle
The
should
candle
be
lit.
lit.
Yeah.
So it should be that high. That's it.
No, it's here, right here,
Yeah, but then
right here.
it depends where you are.
Yeah. Okay, but
Because your
that's.
house windows go up, so already you got to put a table here.
I light it outside. You don't remember last year?
You light it outside.
I always light outside. Yeah. Okay. Baruch Hashem.
שמן?
I use, yeah, of course. Yeah,
לא,
for a box.
אבל נכווה.
No, we put a special box and everything. Okay,
wind.
well, I was just informed that our box broke last year, and I don't know what's happening. They can't find the Chanukia. They have to find the box. I have to go to what is it called in Aventura? They have that place. What is it called? Ascaplari or something. The Chanuk. They have the crazy stuff over there. They have to find. Okay, anyway. יתחיל בשלושה שנים. Okay, so the חינוך starts from 3 years old. ולמעלה ועד 7 שנים. So the main חינוך of the child is until 7 years old. וזהו הקדמה לזמן החינוך על פי הרוב. This is the best time to make sure that you catch the child in the element of education. According to most, meaning it's chiyuv, meaning until 5, 6, now after 7, most children could be mitzaref. They could join us for zimut. If you have 2 adults over 13 and a child 7 years old and on, you could already say zimun on him.
It's chacham already.
If he understands who the class. Most children do understand. בדרך כלל, אם לא התחיל לחנך את הבן בתורה בשנים אלו, שהן מ3 עד 7 שנים, והנחו עד אחרי 7 שנים, אז הוא עלול לברוח מלימוד התורה, ולא ישמע להורים ומורים. חס ושלום, if a parent was not careful to start pressuring the child to learn Torah from those years, it's going to be very hard for him to get back into the fold. ואם כל זה, after 7. If they're starting up
7 years old,
ואם כל זה,
already bandit, he already want to be outside.
ואם כל זה,
Catch him before.
okay. ואם כל זה כשרה החנוכה למעלה מ7, however, the Hanukkah is okay after 7. after 7 טפחים. לכן הילד לאחר 7 שנים עדיין קשה לחינוך, אבל בקושי קצת אם לא התחילו מקודם. He says that's very careful, you have to be very careful to start before 7, meaning the 3 to 7 is it's the time to catch them. And yes, I'm against all these people today who are talking nonsense. Literally nonsense. Be nice to the children. The children don't have to daven, it's okay. Take them by hand and come to Bet Midrash and drag them with you, enforcing them. We see that Moshe Amber is not one of those crazy people with beards going around and saying, nah, children today, you have to be easy to them. It's easy. You're going to lose them. That's why they're losing them, by the way. That's why most children today in most yeshivot, all the wise, I don't want to say the words, wise guys, disgusting, talking to parents at 11, 12, to teachers, to rabbis, like they're nothing. Chas v'shalom. How dare you talk to an adult like this? Why? Because at 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we took this foolish advice. We took this foolish advice of be nice to your children. No, you have to be enforcing. And here the rabbi is stressing it again. The main part of chinuch is to be tough on your children, especially between 3 to 7. Start to implementing Torah, and you'll be successful. Baruch Adonai Olam, amen. Amen.